Hi, this is Mushtaq Ahmed participating in Devspaces Hackathon. A bit of primer here. You should probably be watching this video at 2x speed. I'll try to condense as much as possible as soon as possible in this video. So the problem statement is how to gain productivity by 10x with Devspaces, which in turn uses Gitpod. So we have thought of this carefully, uh, that you can't just have a single solution to achieve 10x productivity, where you actually need an ensemble of approach because productivity has different aspects in development, which can be made faster independently. So here is our ensemble approach that we propose as a solution for this. There are three aspects to it, which is code faster, prevent errors, and discover bugs. Prevent errors and discover code. So to code faster, you get an assistance in terms of writing and modifying code. You can prevent errors and stop wasting time in debugging bugs, and discover code, and thus figure out how to reuse existing code. Before diving into the solution itself, I would like to take some time and quickly familiarize you with the list of tools that we use, that we have leveraged in this particular solution of ours. There are various solutions here. One is Yeoman. Each of these solutions are targeted at getting you to high productivity. So Yeoman is a tool to bootstrap your project. It has over 5,600 different projects. So if you have a project that you want to bootstrap, let's say you want to have a Django or Flask template, you can come here. You can even search something like Django, React, etc. So there are lots of existing templates that you could leverage in this particular tool. So this is something that we have used in our project. The next tool that I'm going to talk about is uh, Comby. So Comby is a tool to do structural search and replacement. It allows you to refactor a large-scale code base with a finesse which you cannot do with regular expression find and replace. So it comes really handy to speed up development. The third tool that I'm going to talk about is the tool called Hoppscotch. So Hoppscotch is a tool which allows you to make develop REST APIs and GraphQL APIs. So it's one of the most used libraries. It's a replacement for Postman, and it's an open source tool that's being used by over 100k developers. So in order to develop this REST APIs and so on, which comes in really handy, which can be done very well with Gitpod. So Gitpod is primed towards developing web apps and websites. With this addition, it should also be able to support development of REST APIs and so on. The next tool that we would want to talk about is this thing called Superlinter, which is a tool by GitHub. It in turn is an ensemble of 20 plus tools that support linting various languages. So languages and frameworks like SQL, Terraform, and so on. So you're almost covered with this tool. I'll also talk about another tool called SemGrep, which is based on underlying tool called PIF by Facebook, which allows you to implement security rules similar to Comby by based on structural matching. So you can write rules that are about uh, finding various issues, security issues, maintenance issues, and so on, and you can uh, use this tool in making sure that your code base is secured completely. It's not just about security, it's also about maintenance and lots of other aspects. So if you explore the rules here, you can see that it supports lots of languages. It's taking some time to load. Right. So you can see that it supports lots of lots of languages across lots of categories like security, Node.js, CAN, OWASP, etc., performance, compatibility, and so on. So you can see that this tool has over 900 rules that can be used to secure your code base. So the tool name is again SemGrep. Another tool that I'm leveraging in this project is this thing called Lizard. It's a tool that supports lots of languages. This allows you to do two things. One is manage complexity of your code base, at the same time manage reduce the duplications. So it allows you to identify the percentage of duplications that you have, and we have various instances of duplications that you have in your code base. So we have in fact leveraged this tool in two ways. I'll quickly show you how we have put all this together in our solution, but just before that, going through it. The other tool we have used is Stackoverflow. I'll come back to this again shortly. Uh, and the last tool that I would like to talk about is this thing called SourceTrail, which is a tool that allows you to explore codebase organically. When the codebase is really large, it really helps to get yourself familiarized with this tool. So now let's talk about how did we put all these tools together into building a comprehensive solution. Apart from this, we have also used lots of other tools, which I'll talk about as we go on. So here is our solution, which is to supercharge your Devspaces workspace with lots of tools and extensions that help you with productivity. So to code faster, we have, as I said, Yeoman. And there's another tool called uCompleteMe, which helps you perform semantic code completion. Uh, then there is Comby, hoppscotch, and lots of other tools. So we have added lots and lots of tools to supercharge your workspace, so that it's really awesome to do development there. Now it's time for demos. So firstly, I would like to show you what we have done in terms of the code. So here is our code base that we have in the devs, which is aptly named Devspaces Hackathon 10x Productivity. Um, well, mizzlr is my handle. So we have used lots of different tools here and so on. So I'll come back to how we have in fact implemented our solution and actually doc fooded our own code base in this solution. So how did we implement our solution? So firstly, we supercharged your Gitpod Docker file with lots and lots of productivity command line tools, especially ripgrep, JQ are among my favorite tools, uh, like edgetop, etc. So you can do all of these operations right out of the Gitpod. So we have really supercharged your Gitpod workspace. One of the interesting tools to manage Kubernetes is K9s, which is definitely something that you should check out. It allows you to manage Kubernetes very well from the terminal itself. So you can try it out. So in fact, here is our workspace here. So we could try something like uh, Toki here, which shows you the number of lines of code you have. We have so many other tools here, so we could run all these tools here, right? Well, I'm going to just add another terminal. All right, so I'll just do something like htop. So you should be able to see and use all these tools from the workspace. So we have even added lots of linters. In fact, 10 plus linters from Superlinter. So you can lint your language. So how do you use this solution, right? So to do that, we have a Docker image which is available in Docker Hub called mizzlr slash gitpod workspace supercharged. So you can use this and you can simply add a Docker file in your workspace and let your Gitpod point to it. So you just add these three lines into your two files and you're ready to go. The next thing is we have uh, supercharged your solution with GitHub Actions to act as a guardrail for your code base. In order to do this, we have set up a bunch of Gitpod GitHub Actions in the repository. So what I mean by that is we have these three GitHub Actions here, which execute the specific tools on your code base. So for example, here is how we execute the lizard tool. And what happens with all of this is you get this check mark, which says what were the things that your tool is so it's a guardrail against your code base. So you can get to GitHub Actions. You can check various things that happened. For example, superlinter failed, so you can go check why did it fail, and you can check the reason why it failed here. So it's going to come back and tell you what was the issue it found, etc. So we can and in order to perform all these checks, we even have semgrep checks and lizard checks. Let's look at lizard check quickly. uh, So here is the output from lizard. So here we have lots and lots of different things happening. So you can always use this tool to figure out um, different things. So I think this run of lizard has failed. Let's look at some run from yesterday. For example, let's go check here. Right, here you can see the duplicate blocks, and it says 25% of your code is duplicate and 90% is unique. It found out all the duplicate blocks and it reports the duplicate blocks like this, and then it also reports the duplications, the issues in your code when you have a complexity greater than 15, or when you have lines greater than 100 in a method, or if you have more than 4 parameters in a method. So it tells you where the issue is. So in this case, definitely this method has more than 4 parameters, etc. So you have all these SandyMet style rules that are added through Lizard. We in fact even have a human generator that can automatically at a single command set this up for you. So the next thing that we have is that we have seen that the open VSX registry is insufficient. There are so many interesting tools that are not yet available there. So to mitigate this, we have migrated some of the VS Code extensions from VS Code Marketplace. In fact, not from there. We have taken the source code and compiled it directly. And even I have created a new extension for hoppscotch. So let's see how all of this fits together. So here is a demo for Comby. So you can see that by clicking Comby command, you can find and match, find and replace the things and so on. I couldn't get Comby to totally work here. While within this thing, where I could do something like, let me just add a Comby extension here. This is my Gitpod running. So I have installed Comby extension. In fact, I have added 2 other extensions already. So I just installed Comby. Now I can type the Comby command here. So, and then start typing some pattern. So I have a pattern here. Uh, so I'll try to type the pattern right from um, here. I'll copy this pattern. So let me tell you how awesome this tool is. This tool called Comby. So here we have our Gitpod. So if I find my pattern, it says it finds all the patterns here. So apparently I'm not able to get it completely working there, but I'll show you how that would look like if I were to run it from here. So let me run the extension quickly. So this is one of the challenge in developing um, with developing an extension for VS Code, uh, actually for the Gitpod within Gitpod. It is there are certain things that Gitpod still lacks, which doesn't allow you to have these things like running extensions within a host-like environment. It's only supported in VS Code yet, as well as so here is my pattern. So as you can see, it matched all these different lines, and here I'm going to say replace this pattern in this way. So I want to replace B plus C with C plus B. So what it gave me is 3 buttons here. So if I click that button, the refactoring takes place. So here you can see the refactoring happening. So I replaced the equations accordingly. So one of the things I want to show here is uh, uh, there's this thing called uh, developer tool here, which allows me to develop these extensions easily here. This developer tool option is not yet available in Gitpod. Uh, Unfortunately, there's no developer tool option here, which I could easily access from help developer tool. And here I can clearly see that my extension is loaded and so on. So that was the demo for Comby. Now let's quickly move on to other demos. So we have Hopscotch demo upcoming. Hopscotch is a tool to develop REST APIs and so on. So let's see how we could do that. So, so I can say launch Hopscotch and voila, and I got my Hopscotch here. So Hopscotch is open here and I can now access this and so on. Make some request. Or I can just say example.com and it should naturally work. So here I got my response and so on. So this is hopscotch. uh, Now moving on, and that was accessible through a simple command. All right, if you remember, it's just launch hopscotch. And the next demo is Stackoverflow extension. This is quite interesting. So what this Stackoverflow extension allows you to do is have an integrated Stackoverflow so I can just type stack here and then launch Stack Overflow search. So let's say I want to search something in Stack Overflow from the comfort of my own uh, Gitpod. I can just do it here, and here is the search results. So let's say I copy some code from here. I copy this code, and now I can paste it and use it. So this is something that I can do. This is a Stack Overflow extension. This will definitely improve developer productivity. So those are the demonstrations that I had lined up for you. Here are some general productivity guides that you could do to improve your productivity further. So learn to leverage some of the keyboard shortcuts. Although I found it challenging to have some keyboard shortcuts due to browser having its own keyboard shortcuts. So I'll talk about the challenges later on definitely. So you can learn how to become productive with VS Code by learning about shortcuts and so on. Learn how to use various command line tools. There are lots and lots of loaded command line tools. Definitely spend some time learning them. Productivity is not something you can gain in instant. You can take some time and practice to get all the productivity. Then definitely leverage OpenVSX, which has lots and lots of tools. Not as many as what VS Code Marketplace has, but still you could first search for extensions there that can help you become productive. So those were the general hmm, uh, productivity guide. So let's talk about quickly the challenges that I faced in this demonstration, in this hackathon. So lots of extensions are missing in VSX, not having a root access in Gitpod, can't build Docker image from within Gitpod. I tried something called Kaniko, uh, but that didn't work out fine. Then Yeoman also didn't work out really that well because of root access requirement, as it scans various folders that are under the root access. You Complete Me was also challenging to set up. I'm still working on it. Then there are keyboard shortcuts that were interfering with browser's keyboard shortcut. And then Thea, as I showed, lacks the developer console and developer in order to develop an extension easily. So in summary, what we have here is a solution that is a mix of supercharged Docker file, supercharged GitHub Actions, supercharged tools, and extensions. So all in all, it gets you productive. So there are some of the few things that I've put here so that we could think of it if we take this product further. to make it a lot more complete. Definitely, one of the interesting things we could do is take this source rail and VNC and put them together so that a new code base can be explored from within the comfort of a Git pod. And that's it for this demo. Thank you.